Hello everyone. I hope you are well. I'm just going to hit live on our other platforms as well. Good morning. I hope everyone is well this morning. This is, of course, AMs with Annette, Mondays to Thursdays on whichever platform you are watching. We are, of course, currently live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, inside the Uncover Wealth community, my private community on Facebook as well. So thank you everyone who is joining me and tuning in, whichever platform you happen to be joining me on, I massively appreciate it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Choices, Mistakes, Goals. Good morning, Demetri. Good morning, Vinyl Bear. Good morning. It's Tamim, I think is your username there. Good morning. Thank you for saying hello to me. I do, of course, as always, massively appreciate the hellos, the likes, the shares, the love, the follows, the friend requests, the subscribes, whichever exists on whichever platform you are on. Thank you so much for that. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Roger. Thank you, everyone who is tuning in. This is AMs with Annette, which happens Mondays to Thursdays at 11 a.m. UK. And we have a different theme every day. Today's theme is strategic chats. What that means is that this is my open Q&A session for you to ask me anything about business. So anything about your business or indeed about mine, I am happy to cover today. This session is entirely led by the questions that you ask. Therefore, if you ask no questions, I don't have much to say. I have nothing pre-prepared for today's session. So it's entirely led by the questions that you ask, as I say, about your business or indeed about mine, and I'm happy to answer those. If you're new to me and don't know who I am, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant, certified profit-first professional and financial strategist, and I help business owners take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. I've been running my business now for just over 11 years. And I've always worked with remote-based teams. So I have never had an office space where my team all come together at the same time. So over this COVID period, it was pretty much a non-event transition for me to the situation that we are in now, where everything is via Zoom and everything is done remotely, because that always happened in my business. So thank you for, I can see a couple of questions starting to come through, so I massively appreciate that. This is Strategic Chats, it's a business Q&A, so this is led by the questions that you ask. So let's dive into some of those this morning. So Choices, Mistakes, Goals on Instagram asks, how did you start in business and how did you begin your business? So I never wanted to be an accountant. That was never my plan. But my plan was always to run a business. I'd grown up in a household where my dad ran a business as well. And so it was always in me that I wanted to have my own business. I didn't know what I wanted to do though. So when I was choosing what to do when I left school, a few people advised me that perhaps accounting would be a good thing to look at because it would give me a great grounding in business and it would give me a great grounding to start a business. So I thought, okay, great, I'll do that. So I went and I studied accountancy and finance, and then I went on to do my chartered accounting qualification as well. And as part of that, you have to spend 3 years basically studying at the same time as working full time. So that's what I did. And whilst I was doing my training, I really loved what I was doing. I actually really enjoyed the work. After that point in time, I went to work for various places. I went and worked in investment banking for a while, and I worked in oil and gas for a while as well. But every time I did, I was wholly unsatisfied with the moves that I was making. There was something that was lacking. And so it came to the point where I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to start up on my own. What am I going to do? And I thought through my career and I thought, okay, what I have loved is the time where I was working in that accounting firm where I was dealing with clients and all that stuff. And I loved working with small businesses. So I married the two together and thought, hang on a minute, why don't I start an accounting firm where I'm doing exactly that? And so that's what I did. I started at the same time as I was working full time, something which incidentally was against my contract of employment. So I don't advise that. Make sure you check your contracts of employment to ensure that you're not in breach of anything, but that is what I did. I started to build up the business, and I got to a point where actually I was really struggling to hold a full-time job and to meet clients, to network and all those things. This is, as I say, 11 and a half years ago now. So I did a lot of stuff with face-to-face networking at that point in time. Social media was just starting to come on. I did do quite a lot on Twitter then as well, but social media was only just really kind of breaking through at that point. So I started the business, and as I say, for the first little while I was working full-time as well, and then it came the point where actually from a time perspective I can't work full-time and be running and building this business. So I left my full-time role and went into running the business full-time, and that's how I got started. At the beginning I had to do a lot of learning around sales and marketing. It was not an area that I'd ever studied or looked at before, so I basically put myself into intense training to understand that area of the business and understand what I had to do there in order to get up to speed and or in order to build a business. And then of course, ever since, it's been a massive learning curve. Running a business always is, regardless of what stage you are at, there's always new challenges, always new things to learn and always new things to implement. So I hope that answers your question, Choices, Mistakes, Goals. Thank you for asking it. I do appreciate it. Let's see what other questions we have coming through. This, of course, is Strategic Chats. It's your live Q&A session. So it's your opportunity to ask anything about business, whether it's your business, my business, or business in general. CBKJ on TikTok is saying, would you say LinkedIn is essential for a business? That entirely depends where your audience is, CBKJ. If your audience is on LinkedIn, then yes. The whole thing is that you should be hanging out where your audience hangs out. So those people that are your ideal customers and clients, you want to be immersed in their world. And therefore, if LinkedIn is the place they hang out, then yes, LinkedIn is essential for your business. But if they do not ever go on LinkedIn, if LinkedIn is something they hate doing, then no, not essential in the slightest. So it completely, entirely depends on where your audience hangs out. Oh, you're saying, hang on, I've just seen your other comment saying that you're running a premium media business, editing, graphics, etc. What would be the best way to grow? So I would say produce a lot of content, showcase what you actually do, showcase the kind of work in progress, showcase the end result. Your content is incredibly visual, so it will work beautifully on a number of platforms, including Instagram, which of course is much more visual. But I would be focusing heavily on showcasing what you do and giving people the insights into what you can produce for them, and producing mass content around that as much as you possibly can, producing content to show what you do. That's what I would do if I were you, CBKJ. Johnny, Johnny's making a very negative comment about social media, but that's really interesting, Johnny, because you're on social media commenting. Therefore, if you do not like it, you can you don't have to be on social media at all. That's probably going to be the best answer for you. To JNI8, this is an open Q&A business session. So Q&A about business related topics is what we are speaking about today. So any questions that you have around that, I am happy to answer those. Tim is saying, how long did it take me to get my first client, and how long to build a decent client base? That's coming from Tim on Facebook. Good question, Tim. How long did it take me to get my first client? I think I got my first client within about a month and a half of starting the business. I was doing a lot of local networking, and I met my first client at a local networking event. They were a local florist, and they don't exist anymore. They were actually run by somebody who was from South Africa, and he ended up going back there after a few years. But that was my first client, and that's how I got my first client, and how long it took, and how long did it take to build up a decent client base. Depends what you deem by decent. I steadily built my client base over the years, and my business has morphed and changed a little bit in terms of the support that I give. At the very beginning, it was very much kind of compliance and bookkeeping based. So it was sort of the bog standard stuff that I was doing at the beginning. That, of course, has morphed over the years into providing clients with a lot more help and support around financial strategy, cash management, and all those kinds of things. So my client base has changed and morphed over the years, but in terms of how long did I take to, let's say, get to a 6-figure business, that was 2 years that took me to get there. Part of the first year, of course, was also working full time as well. So I hope that helps, Tim, in terms of your question. Eloisa is saying, how should I pay myself as a business owner? Lovely to see you on, as always, Eloisa. So how should you pay yourself as a business owner? So this will depend a little bit on what country you live in, because different tax laws and different rules apply. In the UK, we advise people who are directors of their own limited companies to pay themselves a mixture of salary and dividend, to pay themselves a salary level that will take them up to their personal allowance level. And then after that, you would take money out as a dividend. Now, there's a caveat here, and that is that a dividend is an appropriation of profit, which means that you can only pay yourself a dividend if the business is profitable. If it is not profitable, you are not allowed to pay yourself a dividend. That's an illegal dividend. So that is a caveat there. But that's what we would recommend in terms of the split between dividends and salary. In the UK, you pay yourself up to the personal allowance and the rest you take out as a dividend if the business is profitable. If the business is not profitable but has cash for some reason and you need to take out more than the base level salary, then you would take that out as a salary and you would just increase that, and you would have tax and national insurance to pay on that as well. But Eloisa, that will vary from country to country, and you want to look at your own tax laws in your own country as well to assess what the best way to do that is, and speak to a local accountant if you're not in the UK to decide that as well. So thank you for asking the question. Hello, Peter. Hello, Calvin. Hello, Oils, for that. Hello, Cozy Sundays. Lovely to see you again, as always. Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much, Robert, and Robert's Entertainment. I appreciate the little party emojis that you have sent. Divine, lovely to see you as always. Thank you for joining me. This is Strategic Chats, which means it is my live Q&A session where I answer any questions that you may have about your business, or indeed about mine. I am more than happy to answer those. Just let me know in the chat and I will happily answer your questions. I have this Strategic Chats every single Thursday at 11 a.m. UK. And of course, I also have other live streams throughout the week. So Mondays to Thursdays at 11 a.m. I am live on whichever platform you are watching on. We have different themes every day. So do make sure you mark that in your diaries so that you can catch up with me as well each Monday to Thursday for those sessions. We also have the Uncover Wealth community. That is my private community on Facebook. And I would love if you want to join me in there if you are a business owner. Just hop over and type Uncover Wealth community into the search bar on Facebook, answer the questions and hit join. I also want to share with you that as of the 14th of September, I'm hosting the Wealth Lab, building your implementable profit plan. If you do not have a profit plan in your business, then you're crazy. Why would you try and run a business without a profit plan? A profit plan is so essential to running a business, to running a financially healthy and profitable business. Therefore, I would love if you want to join me for that. You just need to click the link in my bio in most instances on most platforms you are on, or head to annetteandco.co.uk/TWL, and you can make sure that you register for that for our session. That is going to be held from the 14th of September, and I will be live each day taking you through step by step exactly how to build a highly implementable profit plan in your business, ensuring that your business is profitable, that you have a high and consistent level of take home, that you have money set aside for tax and all those good things, so there's nothing going to come up and bite you as well. So please do register and join me for that too. Thank you everyone who is tuning in. Thank you everyone who is joining me. If you've joined halfway through this session and you want to catch the replay, the easiest place to do that is on my YouTube channel. You can just type into your URL box AnnetteFergs.tv and you will find me there. It is the easiest and fastest way to get there. Make sure whilst you're there as well that you do hit subscribe, turn on the bell so that you know next time a video is uploaded as well. But thank you everyone for tuning in and joining me. If you have any more questions, please do ask in the comments. And if not, I will sign off, but I will wait on a minute or two more, just in case we have any more questions coming through, and I will scroll through as well. Hello, Mimi. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words to JNI8. I appreciate those as well. And let's see if we've got, oh, I've just managed to change my screen filter on TikTok there as well. And let's see if we've got any other questions that are coming through. I think we're good on those. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this session has been useful for you. I know your time is incredibly precious, so thank you for spending some of that with me. I will see you all again at 11 a.m. on Mondays, where I will be here for Mindset Mondays, my session at 11 a.m. there. Thank you very much for all the kind words that I can see are coming through as well. I do appreciate it. And I will see you all again very soon.